looking at plants, we've been looking at how plants are reproduced, but today we're going to be looking at how plants grow. When conditions are right, a seed will sprout. Sprouting is sometimes called germination. Roots will grow out of the seed and grow downward. A tiny stem will grow out of the seed and grow upward. So the roots go down into the ground, the stem goes upward. A plant embryo will not grow out of the seed if it is too cold or too dry for that kind of seed. The conditions of a plant depends on its DNA. Different plants have different needs. So the first thing that we're going to be looking at is sprouting is sometimes blank. So sprouting is sometimes called germination. Roots will grow out of the blank and grow blank. So roots are going to grow out of the seed and into the ground, or just down, and then a blank will grow blank. And that's talking about the stem will grow out of the seed and grow upward. The conditions of a plant blank depend on its blank. So the plant's needs depend on its DNA. And that all depends on, so if a plant is supposed to live in the desert, it doesn't need water. And if it's got too much water, it's not going to be able to grow. Whereas a plant that might need more water and is in a desert isn't going to be able to grow because the conditions aren't right for it. Growing on to DNA and growth. How many shapes of plants can you describe? Some trees are tall and skinny. Some pines are cone-shaped. Bushes may be round. They have these shapes because of how the plant's DNA instructs the branches to grow. How fast a plant grows is due partly to the environment and partly to its DNA. If the environment has the best conditions, the plant will grow more quickly than if the soil is too dry or if the air is too cold. But even if the conditions are perfect, plants will grow at different rates because of their different DNA. A fast-growing yucca plant grows about 4 meters, which is about 13 feet in only 2 weeks. So think about 3 of you guys stacked on top of each other. That's how fast the plant can grow in just 2 weeks. Going through in our notes, blank instructs the plant how to grow, and that's DNA. And that happens in humans too. Our DNA also instructs us how to grow. And then growth then depends on the conditions. So the growth will always, even if the conditions are perfect, it'll still depend on the conditions. So this is just looking at the different plants in different conditions. So you've got also the different patterns. So like you can see this one is kind of zigzagging around. We've got the cactuses, the Joshua trees, who they live more in the desert. And then also conifer trees, which are able to grow more taller because of the water and the weather that they live in. Going on to tropisms. So this one, I'm going to have you guys read this section on your own. It's just talking about the different ones, and you're going to be writing down the different definitions you have, and then the different type of tropisms, which are written on page 113. So you can go through, and all you're writing about is just a short sentence, like I wrote also for the thigmotropism, which is a plant's growth in response to touching an object. So as you finish that, you can go ahead and do that, and then you're going to go on to your worksheet. You then are just going to go through whether it is a tropism or growth hormone. Make sure that you're looking at your notes. And then as you're completing each sentence with the correct word, all you're going to do is circle them, make sure that you are looking at your notes and going through them. I will help you out with number 5. The growth of a vine around a post is an example of the thigmotropism. So go ahead and finish those, and then you are all set to go for lesson 4.